On Dirt Racing News here at the Fast and Furious Motorsports Show in Bowmanville, Ontario. I'm Greg Kellman, standing here with Havard Daniels, a sprint car driver at the Ohsweken Speedway, but you're not a Canadian-born driver. Talk about your background and where you come from.
I'm from New Zealand. I'm on business in Canada and just visiting, and kindly Jamie's let me hook in with his team and drive one of his cars, so it's been really good. But I drove for several years in New Zealand before I came to Canada.
Yeah, you were talking yesterday with myself about some of the tracks down there. Talk about what racing is like in New Zealand compared to here in Canada.
Well, there's a lot of dirt speedways in Canada. All the oval speedways in New Zealand are dirt. There's probably about 20 of them, which is quite a lot for a small country. A couple of them, Western Springs, where I race in Auckland, and Bay Park and Tauranga, have beautiful facilities. Some of the visiting American drivers describe them as the best quarter-mile facilities in the world. So,
yeah, and you were mentioning you've had some big-name drivers come to New Zealand and to race down there.
There's regularly lots of top American sprint car and midget drivers. This year Kyle Larson was down in New Zealand at Christmas driving the midgets, and Donnie Schatz was down there driving sprint cars. So yeah, we get lots of top drivers down there.
Now, you hooked up with the Turners, I guess, at the Canadian Motorsport Expo last year. You met up and said, I want to go sprint car racing, and it seems to be a great fit. I mean, the Turners are a great bunch, and you seem to fit in well with them.
It couldn't have been luckier. I mean, sometimes I just can't believe it. I was walking around a show just like this one, saw Jamie's sprint car, stopped to have a look at it. Jamie, friendly as ever, started talking to me. We got talking. 2 weeks later, I'd done a deal with Team Turner Racing, and they were starting to put a sprint car together for me, which is just amazing. Just amazing.
Now, racing weekly at Ohsweken, you say, is a lot different than the tracks back home. Talk about the differences in the speedway.
Well, I mean, they're both nice to drive at. I mean, I really enjoyed driving in New Zealand, but I love Ohsweken. I mean, that big 3/8 of a mile oval. I've never raced on anything that big before, and it's just a beautiful track with the banking and everything like that. The speeds we travel at Ohsweken, even with the 360 motors, are a lot faster than the way we go in New Zealand with the 410 motors. I'd never been that fast in a sprint car until I got to Ohsweken, so a lot of fun.
Well, there you go. That's Havard Daniels here at the Fast and Furious Motorsports Show in Bowmanville, Ontario. I'm Greg Kellman, and we've got you covered on Dirt.